Hey everyone, how's it going? Five Finger Shuffle back here with another video, and we finally have the Tamarine release. So I know a lot of people were expecting maybe a double banner. No double banner this week, doesn't look like. We're going to be getting Luna anytime soon. So you can go ahead and build your Wyvern 11 comps without her. Let's jump into a quick look at Tamarine and the rest of the things released in this update. It's a pretty small update, so we're going to keep this video short. Um, so she's a Soul Weaver who can be used to heal and buff your team. Let's take a look at her skills. She's very unique in that she changes forms. So she has two skills, essentially, when you first start. You have a first skill that attacks an enemy with Serene Melody and heals the ally with the lowest health. Amount recovered increases proportional to the enemy's max H, or sorry, proportional to her max HP. This also decreases the cooldown of Shining Star by 1 turn. And her second skill heals all allies with a peaceful melody. Amount recovered increases proportional to the caster's max HP, decreases cooldown of Shining Star by 1 turn. So what does that mean? Basically, you want to build her tanky, probably fast as well. So speed, HP on the right hand side. Um, and as you see, it reduces the cooldowns of this skill by 1 turn. So I was talking to some people in our Discord, and this is a 9 turn cooldown. Hopefully, when you skill it up, it'll drop down to 8. Fingers crossed. Um, when awakened, before performing, dispels all debuffs inflicted on all allies and recovers the caster to max health and grants an extra turn. So this skill is really strong if you can get to it. Dispel, so it'll cleanse your entire team and recover her health to max, as well as giving her an extra turn. And then it turns her into her idle form for 3 turns and performs a concert. We don't, I don't know why they threw that part in there. Um, Also, this skill is on full cooldown when you start the fight. So when you start the fight, you can only use the first two skills that we looked at earlier. Each turn, so say you first turn you use skill 2, healing all allies with peaceful melody increases everyone's health proportion to her max HP. That's going to reduce the cooldown by 1, plus the effect of the skill reduces by another 1. So your 8 turn cooldown is now down to 6 turns. Your second turn, you're going to use the first skill, which attacks and does what's probably a small heal to one of your allies. I don't know if you can. Oh, okay, so it targets the ally with the lowest health, which is good. So you hit the enemy, automatically your lowest health ally gets a little bit of a heal. That reduces it by a turn to 5 turns, plus the effect of the skill will drop it down to 4 turns. Then you're going to use probably your skill 2 again, because it's only on a 2 turn cooldown. Um, yeah, so you guess you use this again. Breaks it down a turn, down to, what are we at here? 4. It brings it down to 3, down to 2. So each skill, you drop it by 2 turns. So essentially, it's a 4 turn cooldown. Then she turns. You have the option of using this skill, which is going to full heal her, um, giving her an extra turn as well, and cleansing all your allies. And it gives her an extra turn. So now you can come back into these skills again. But now, because she's in idle form for 3 turns, attacks all enemies. You have two choices. You can go attacks all enemies with a beautiful voice, dispelling all buffs, which we just did back here. Oh, wait. Sorry. This is dispelling all buffs on the enemy. Uh, and it triggers a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. So that's kind of nice. I mean, this is going to be a big damage skill, and it's going to strip. And then on the second skill, powerful performance increases attack of all allies for 2 turns and decreases combat readiness by 30%. So this is probably the main one. Um, this is what everybody wants her for, is the attack buff and the combat readiness buff. If that's what you're building her for, though, I mean, you're not going to get this turn for 4 turns after the start of the fight. So be aware of that. Like she's not going to be your regular attack buffer. It's a nice bonus, but you can't like bring her in as your fastest unit and increase attack and combat readiness. So there is quite a delay on being able to use that. Now, what needs to still be tested is whether or not this cooldown, the 9-turn cooldown, is reduced when she's in idle form. So it's 9-turn cooldown. We'll assume it's 8 when it's skilled up. But it turns into, when it's in idle for 3 turns, do those 3 turns reduce this cooldown of 9? We really don't know yet. If it reduces it, say it's at 8 because you skilled it up, if it reduces it while you're in idle form and you're in there for 3 turns, when you come out of there, it's now only 5 turns, which means that you really only need to do 3 skills now to get her back in idle form again. So you could go, you put her in idle form, you could do 2-turn attack buff, then you could do your strip dual attack, then you could do your attack buff again, then you'd be back out of idle form, so you'd have to do your single target heal, followed by your AoE heal, and then attack buff would be down. Then you'd have 1 turn on your single target heal, and then you'd be back in. You could go back into idle form again and put up the attack buff again. So once it's a long fight, you could get a relatively decent cycle going. Um, where are you going to use this girl? She's going to be good for Abyss. She's going to be good for Lab. She's going to be good for Raid. She's probably not going to be very good for Guild Wars or any kind of PvP because she can't use her skills for quite a while. So anything that's going to be long and drawn out, she's probably not going to be good for, which is a little unfortunate. But if you're stuck in Raid or like me, you're trying to get through Hell Raid, then she could be really good there. We'll have to see though. We're gonna have to see how that works. Um, if this is if this skill does not get reduced, the cooldown does not get reduced during her idle form, then she's not nearly as good anymore because now all of a sudden you always need 4 turns in order to put up that attack buff. And it's a 2-turn attack buff, which I mean it's not terrible, but it's not great. Um, she'll just be very good at sustaining because when she's not in idle form, she does have these heals. She unfortunately loses them. Like what's this one? Yeah, she has no heals when she's in idle form, right? So you have to remember that. You don't have to use it. You could technically keep her out of idle form and you could just heal every single turn. But she won't be good on anything where you're autoing, really. If you plan on using her, make sure that you're going to want her in something like Raid, where you're manualing out. She's not really a champ that'll be good on auto. Let's look at the new artifact that came in, Idle's Cheer. When attacked, increases combat readiness of the ally with the highest attack by 10%. Maxes out to 20%. I was trying to think of how to use this one, and there is another one as well. Um, I mean, I don't know where you would use this. Obviously, you're going to use this on a healer where you're trying to increase the turns. Um, I can't think of any specific examples of where this would be used specifically. Maybe in speed teams would make it better. Obviously, with a slower, maybe if you were running her with a high attack Bellina and you wanted your Bellina to go sooner, that would work. Also, we have this new 4-star artifact, Santa Muerte. When a single attack is inflicted against an Earth element hero, decreases combat readiness by 5%, maxes at 10%. So this one you can get for free. I'll show you that in a second. It's Thief exclusive. Again, it's another one that's going to be very niche. So it's only against Earth element heroes, and it's a combat readiness reduction. I'm not sure where exactly you're going to want to do this, but it's interesting anyway, and it's free. So obviously the Tamarine is going to have a banner. That'll be out today. And she's going to get her very own side story, which we've kind of become accustomed to. Same thing as last time with the different levels. So the catalysts you can get are Archer's Vision, Cold Look, and Mercenary's Medicine. I think for my own account personally, I don't really need any of those specifically. But also there's a Malagora Seed, Giga Phantasma, some Epic, some Flame Runes, 3 summons, some Fire Penguins, and some Artifact Charms. And then for the Reputation, you've got 5 Leafs, some Sky Stones, some Transmit Stones, some Gold, and 2 more summons in there. So you get 5 summons from the event, not too bad. Also, there's this Daggers challenge, or Dagger Cesar's challenge, which is where you're going to get that Santa Muerte artifact. So basically, you just grind it. After there is a 10 run Mercy, but if you want to keep grinding it, you can do that, and that will give you. So Hell is 20% chance to drop, so you can keep grinding it and skill it up, or limit break it. And if you clear Hell, you get a gold transmit stone. So that's probably the most enticing part, at least for me. And then the parts they snuck in here that I wanted to make sure we talked about really quick. So there's like a lot of this stuff is just bug improvements, nothing big. All right, here. Gold that's obtainable in Hunt is increased by approximately 15%. So we're going to be getting more gold from every Hunt run. 15% isn't a ton, but I mean, you get an extra 3 or 4k gold every run. It's not bad. And the big one is the drop rate of rare grade equipment and accessories has decreased significantly, and the drop rate of heroic grade equipment and accessories has increased significantly. So less blue gear, more purple gear. Um, Also in the side story, equipment level has jumped from level 29 to level 43. Not that big of a deal, but it will sell for more when you sell it. And gold amounts have also been doubled, so you'll be getting more from the side story in terms of gold farming while you're doing it, which is kind of nice. Because it was kind of bad, to be honest. While we were farming it, it was not worth it. It's still not going to be worth it, but at least it's less not worth it. And Violet and the Violet artifact are both added to the shop or to the regular summons as well, and they're not renewing the powder shop. So if you didn't get a chance to get those artifacts that were in the powder shop and you really wanted them, then they're still there. And then next week we have a second Bellina side story to look forward to. And that's it. So kind of a small little update today, nothing crazy. Hopefully you guys are excited for the new side story. I know it's always nice to get some free stuff. So yeah, don't forget to like this video. We try and get out as much content as we can and as many videos as we can. So subscribe to the channel as well so you don't miss any, and we'll see you all soon with another one. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye guys.